The St. Martin De Porres community has a brand new city hall. After almost a year and a half of construction, the St. Martin Parish officially opened the building today, named Swift Hall. Father Matt Rule says that there was a great need for a space like this in the community.
There was 2 basketball hoops here. There was a court here, and they got used every day except when it was raining. So our church also had no place to gather outside of church. The children had no place to have their assemblies. So it just made a lot of sense to build a nice, enclosed but breezy building for all those people to use.
Swift Hall was aptly named after Brother Karl Swift, a Belizean Jesuit who worked for more than 30 years in education in Belize. The now 84-year-old was a founding member of the parish and resident of the St. Martin community.
I'm glad I'm alive to see a building that named after me. Usually they build a building after you die. After you die, then the building, then they put your name, and then a lot of time the government will honor you too sometime when you die. You know, then over your casket and talk a lot of things, how you were good and nice and this, but you don't die. I thank God I'm alive.
It was like the hall itself. It made so much sense for the hall to be here. And then if you go up to St. John's, you see all those halls, Raskowski Hall, Weber Hall, etc. And I thought, you know what? Karl Swift has put in as much time as anybody, and there's no hall named after him. But he lived here at St. Martin's. So I thought, that's the guy, that's the guy, that's the guy. It was just a common sense choice.
Brother Swift, everybody knows me. I was the only one between 1970 and 85 that were building, and not just the building, but building the whole area. I was the only one that were taking them to Merida and Mexico City Hospital for doctors and children. I take people to buy a foot, if you have 1 foot, 1 hand, cataract. Because we didn't have no hospital then when I sent on just a little old hospital. And that weren't doing nothing much for Belize. So I start on my own, I start to rent but 2 70-seater buses and loaded with Belize and charge them a small fee. And then I take them to hospital in Merida.
And much like its namesake, the Swift Hall will be used to serve the school, the parish, and the wider community.
The hall will be used for civic projects, civic events, like a lot of basketball obviously has already taken place in here. And there'll be neighborhood meetings, the police want to use it for their cadets, etc. So that a lot of civic use. But then it's also for our school children, particularly for our school children who will play basketball and do recess and have different kind of picnics and whatnot in here. But it's also for the parish and for their fundraisers, like for our St. Vincent de Paul and our Project Heal, which is our extended day program. So 3 primary uses: school, church, neighborhood. And then finally, the broader community can use it as well if nobody else is using it at that time.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Andrea Polanco.